Welcome back to Pretty Spooky Presents Creating Scaradise. Tonight we're starting off at my home tiki bar, the Sunken Compass, and then we're drifting out to the deep, dark black waters of the South Pacific. To keep our nerves steady, we're sipping a classic 1941 Demerara Dry Float. It's a deceptively sweet tropical drink that hides a trap. It's crowned with a heavy, overproof rum float that sailors used to call the side of danger. Tonight, we build a tether to a ghost ship that refused to sink, explore the maritime lore of ghost floats, and the curse that was said to follow any crew that brought a single ghost float aboard. But before we get our hands dirty and craft our very own vintage barnacle-encrusted ghost floats, we'll make the low carb on the high seas version of the Tiki classic, the Demerara Dry Float. Donn Beach originally built this cocktail in the early 1940s to be both tart and bracing with more than 2.5 ounces of fresh citrus, which Beach Bum Berry adheres to exactly, and Martin Kate dials back a bit. But the true danger is in the sidecar. 3/4 of an ounce of black blended overproof rum designed to bleed into the crushed ice with every sip. So to make Donn Beach's 1941 Demerara Dry Float the low carb on the high seas way, we'll need 2.5 ounces of fresh lime juice, 1 teaspoon fresh lemon juice, 1.5 ounces of low carb on the high seas passion fruit syrup, which allows us to skip the traditional 1/4 ounce of Demerara syrup, 1/4 ounce maraschino liqueur, 1.5 ounces of blended aged rum. Shake or spindle blend with ice, and open pour into a chilled double rocks glass, add a straw, and serve with 3/4 of an ounce of black blended overproof rum as your side of danger. Now that our nerves are steady, let's take a closer look at those ocean ghost floats and the enigma of the unsinkable vessel and her crew that just vanished into thin air. To understand this mystery, you have to understand the relics we're recreating. In the early 20th century, fishermen boiled their floats in giant vats of black coal tar to keep them from getting waterlogged. Over decades, this tar would sunbake into a rugged, blackened, cratered patina. But it was the tar-free version of this cork that would ultimately save a legendary ghost ship from the briny depths. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said of her crew. In October of 1955, a 69-foot merchant vessel named the MV Joyita set sail from Samoa. She had 25 souls on board. The Joyita was unique. Her entire hull was lined with thick industrial blocks of compressed 1930s cork to act as a cooling insulation for her cargo of fish. Her captain famously boasted that she was completely unsinkable, and he was right. 5 weeks later, the Joyita was found drifting 600 miles off course. The ship was heavily flooded, listing hard to one side, completely abandoned, but not sunk. The logbooks were missing. All of the clocks had stopped. The lifeboats were gone. And on the deck lay a doctor's leather bag, open, filled with bloody bandages. 2 facts were immediately clear. A broken pipe had flooded the engine room, causing the vessel to list dangerously to one side, and those raw cork blocks inside the holds kept the MV Joyita afloat. Yet, naval investigators were entirely perplexed by the scene. How long had the crew been missing from this buoyant refuge? Or was it a floating nightmare? The answer wasn't found in the logbooks. It was written on the hull. Well, part of the answer at least. High above the ship's natural waterline, a thick uniform crust of fleshy gooseneck barnacles had anchored themselves deep into the wooden seams of the hull. Nature's slow, calcified parasites had completely claimed the vessel. This forensic growth proved a chilling timeline. The ship had been tipped and waterlogged for weeks, yet those ancient cork blocks held her afloat. The captain knew this. He knew the ship would never sink. So what terrifying unknown horror occurred in the dead of the night that forced 25 experienced sailors to panic? What made them abandon their floating sanctuary and flee into the pitch black ocean in small dinghies, lifeboats that were never seen again? They chose the certainty of the dark water over whatever was left on board with them. Maybe, just maybe, one of the crew members found a lone ghost float. Remember, sailors believed a glass or cork orb drifting completely alone in an empty patch of ocean was a terrifying omen. They believed these lone spheres weren't empty, but acted as spiritual vessels that trapped the souls of sailors who died alone at sea. Bringing a ghost float onto your ship was said to invite violent typhoons or cause the crew to hear phantom scratching sounds emanating from the hollow spheres at night. Today, we hold on to the relics of that bygone era. These cork floats were meant to keep nets afloat, but sometimes they just tether us to the mysteries we were never meant to solve. Sleep well tonight, friends, and wake up ready to brave the side of danger. I want to thank our viewer and member of the Skeleton Key Society at Snorches for requesting DIY floats in the comments of the Disney A-frame and Nui Nui video. I absolutely love the way they look in the faux bamboo grid of the Sunken Compass, and I might actually throw a barnacle sculpting party in the near future because I just can't get enough of these little guys. Let me know if you'd enjoy a YouTube live barnacle sculpting party where we can sculpt and chat and enjoy cocktails together. Comment barnacle party below if that's something you'd like to join. I've also considered doing a video showing how I made the faux bamboo grid above the Sunken Compass that holds all the floats, lamps, and hides all the cords. If that's something you'd be interested in, type bamboo in the comments below. And if you make your own ghost floats and try the recipe, let me know how it went in the comments, and if you prefer yours to be low carb on the high seas now too. I loved being your haunted hostess. You were a wonderful guest, and you're welcome back always. Farewell until next time. Cheers. Woo. Welcome back. Wow, that was weird. Ghost floats, goat floats, goat floats that go wee. Now I can only picture a floating goat. Don't know why the South Pacific is out there. Oh. Okay, when did my lights go on? Now that that is delicious and tart. A YouTube live, YouTube live. Oh gosh, I can do this.